The Anaheim GardenWalk is an outdoor shopping center right down the street from Disneyland that opened in 2008, so it can easily get Disneyland, resort area, and convention center guests to come eat and shop for a couple of hours. So why not host a Japanese festival? The Taste of Japan Festival is the first start in 2023 with huge fanfare of Japanese food, merchandise vendors, entertainment stages, and more, organized by the Tenoshi Project Incorporated. However, last year which was 2023, was its first year, and it was just pure chaos as people came over Southern California to come to experience the festival. An open-air shopping center with narrow walkways, not really the best place for a festival. Well, that sort of worked. Welcome to Ansel Travel. Part 1. The First Taste of Japan. The Taste of Japan Festival is by the Tenoshi Project Incorporated in collaboration with the GardenWalk Outdoor Shopping Center and their management company STC. The goal was to showcase and promote Japanese culture to the general public through authentic cuisine, pop culture, and cosplay and anime and manga series, merchandise vendors, entertainment stages, activities, and more. This also boosted business for stores and restaurants on the GardenWalk as festival attendees looked to regular stores, eat at the restaurants if lines are long for the festival vendors that were too long or out of food. GardenWalk walkways in the shopping center were wide as usual mall walkway, so everyone had to pack their patience while going through the mall. And there were like 24 food vendors and 50 merchants for 2023. This included Los Angeles Angels promoting their Japanese Heritage Night, and last year had a cutout of Shohei Ohtani. None of the vendors were of interesting to me as a video gamer with video game themed merchandise, primarily if any Nintendo games merchandise or the Hours Alley were far in between. On stage, they had entertainers throughout the day singing and dance performances and had a complex contest as well, which was watching one of the contests. When I was there last year at 5 p.m. on Saturday, most of the food vendors were either sold out of food or had long lines at the plaza, so I decided to go to the Poke Garden, which is a poke restaurant at the GardenWalk, which still had a huge line, but I would not get stuck in the huge line, but at least I wouldn't be in a huge line in the crowded plaza. Taste Japan Festival was a success for 2023. It attracted many people to the GardenWalk and learn and appreciate Japanese culture. Now, how was it in 2024? Part 2. The Second Taste of Japan. I live about a couple miles from the GardenWalk, so I jogged over from my apartment and arrived at 5 p.m. The Taste of Japan started at 4 p.m. from 9 p.m. on Friday, 12 p.m. to 8 on Saturday, and 12 to 6 on Sunday. Walking into the South Plaza from the Cattell Avenue, booths were a bit inside from the front restaurants. Crowds were starting to line up at the food booths already, but I went to see what options were there first. Both the upper, main, and even the garage floor were all wall-to-wall filled with Japanese food and merchandise vendors. And then the mall is outdoors, so everyone has plenty of room to breathe if they're not stuck in traffic jams, as vendor booths were narrow and already narrow walkways. Then the food stall lines would snake around, blocking the way or trying to figure out where the end of the line is. There wasn't any seating area beyond the normal seating area provided by the GardenWalk, which was limited. Thankfully, I found a haven to get away from the festival hustle and bustle. At the north end of the GardenWalk, there was the Yokocho Fest, a bar area for 21 years and older for beer and sake, for a $10 cover charge that includes a beer, either a Sapporo Draft Beer or Honda original beer, which if the O in Honda is supposed to be a long O, not just Honda, like most people pronounce for Honda car brand. I got a Honda beer, which came neatly designed can. There was food vendors towards the back as well, and also got OC sushi roll from a sushi vendor, which happened to be also one of their restaurants for Honda as well. And so it had like imitation crab on the inside and topped with salmon and avocado, and which was really good, and I really loved it there. I was able to snag a table as well. When the band was doing their sound check, I ate the sushi, and I loved it since I love crab and salmon for sushi. I also loved the beer too, since the Honda beer was a lighter lager that was easy to drink. I listened to the band play When You Wish on a Star, and when I finished my sushi and beer, then headed out for the rest of the Taste of Japan. I was curious how Honda beer, since it was not abundantly clear who brewed it. Honda is a pair of local Japanese restaurants located in Tustin and Fountain Valley, who even had a table that I did not know at the time was actually where I bought sushi from. The beer was brewed by Nova Brewing Company in Covina, located 30 miles north of Anaheim, who brews sake and beer. It was perfect since I always want to try to support local craft breweries, and especially Nova's local brewery here in Southern California. The other beer being Sapporo, which was brewing company in Sapporo, Japan, even actually bought out Stone Brewing in San Diego in Escondido. So a few years ago, to have more of their beer made in America and for the North American distribution, in addition to their current brewery in Canada. Outside, it was only 6:30 p.m. and it was getting really crowded at the food vendors. It was a good thing I ate at the fest area, so let's try to look a bit more and see what's there. Merchandise vendors were spread throughout the mall, ranging from Japanese kimonos to anime merchandise and even capsule toys. The lower level garage had an artist alley and deco cars decorated with anime art. The main level had stage on North Plaza for events, music and dance performances, and cosplay contests. All the foot traffic also combined with the food booths, making it a bit hard to navigate around there. One empty retail unit is a Takume alley, a maker's artist alley. However, I didn't find any of the vendors I like, once again lacking in the video game department there. So I went to one of the Iya Famosa, an Asian gift shop, which had the vendors with a capsule ball machine with Pokemon characters. So it's a printed store that's like on the upper level. And from one Pokemon characters I got is, who's that Pokemon? It's Diglett. Overall, it was cool to check out for a couple hours, get dinner and a beer, and see if there was any interesting from the vendors. Thank you for watching Ansel Travel.